好啦，嗨嗨，大家晚上好啊！我们今天又要继续我们的第5章皇家植物园命案案件。本来以为只是植物被偷走，可是没想到植物被偷走之外，还有上一任的园长死在植物园的命案。那我们今天就要来准备破案啦。我们昨天的部分要去找到圣辛迪家，他这边好像是另外一个保护植物的组织，然后我们要来这个地方碰碰运气，看看能不能找到一些相关的线索。
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably
看起来有华人元素
Let us find someone who could help us.
这个东西看起来就可以过去的样子。
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. A fragment of a flower pot. The Kew Gardens symbol.
看来我们这边也找到我们要的东西了。
Locked.
晚上好，最后被黑白熊制裁，因为推理错误吗？太可怕了！我只是个普通的小侦探而已啊，大师。
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock.
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance, do not disturb.
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcome you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
先观察他一下，有刺青。指尖有茧，手掌受伤，化学腐蚀，有在研究化学。
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate, glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it, yes.
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we
所以
stole
植物失
theirs.
窃就是他拿走的。
Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Our God King's name is Triwan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh, la. Good, good. I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
就这么轻易就给我们钥匙。
Leave you to your...
Follow my path and...
这么快？
That should be the raw sap.
My word,
没有其他东西了。
this green grand mystic fellow.
勇气。
The list of plant friends and benefactors, lawyers, well-known manufacturers. This door is...
好哦，又要来了。 我看一下。是这样。总算。
Praise the grand tree, praise...
This must be... These 3 plants... A tropical... A tropical...
这就是猪笼草吧
？A tropical. Caterpillars. They are
毛毛虫。
A tropical. A tropical. These instruments are used for smoking opium. A va.
哦，被我们找到了，还敢吸鸦片啊
This substance, perfect what? This cabinet. That would be enough to perform.
“看起来这个场景也差不多，大概是这些。
Follow my.
就走吧，先回贝克街看看。
I imagine that one of these plants. I shall begin now. It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant seems to have had no... This plant seems to have... I find the behavior of... This plant seems... This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with no reaction. This plant seems...
Oh.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
杀害了自己的亲生父亲。然后明明就缺乏经验了，看起来是这样没有错。非常危险的女儿。 他自己无法再从邓恩那里获得任何帮助，无路可走。走，再去皇家植物园。
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course.
I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
接下来再去问阿尔伯特。
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa, something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
其他人的举动呢？
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
接下来还剩最后一个，就是办公室里面的那一个。
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
"吸入孢子，逃离房间。被这个刺了之后，不小心撞到，然后再跑过来。
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
The
caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes. We have to activate the ventilation system.
啊，通风系统是不是就要去外面那一个啊？
Before start, the power, the engine cannot. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working. What?
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans. Now we...
要从这两个地方确认看看。
Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the colonial collection. From here, we are unable to see. This is one of the out. Excellent. This ventilation fan. Before I activate, we can see the interior of the colonial collection room. from this window. Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
哦，看来不用我们自己跑过
Perfectly,
去。
Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
这样子就找到凶手了。有可能是凶手，他有机会从圣辛迪家偷走那些植物，并且将在蒙太古邓恩先生关在殖民地储藏室后，用风扇释放毒素。
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
找到凶手了，真相只有一个。
Mr. Holmes?
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send a letter round to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
就这样子，事件就要落幕了。
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Mr. Holmes?
Martin Hamish is in the...
诶，
Holmes, my God!
Yes.
他上
We
吊
found
了。
him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
What should we...
The mark around the neck.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot.
Holmes,
A The mark around...
哦，这里有一封信，刚没有发现。生活就像是地狱一样，我发现自己承受不了。邓恩他就该去死。 我无法原谅自己犯下如此罪行。我们哈米死因家总是被逼着成为堕落的一方，我也不例外。我承认，而我也应该这么做。永别啊！有畸形族无法一个人完成这一系列的杀人行动，难道还有共犯吗？
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
Oh.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
9点半，马丁、哈米神跟蒙太古邓恩去找阿尔伯特。它这个就固定的。在9点40的时候，哈米神跟蒙太古离开，进入10分钟之后，邓恩来到了干燥室，哈米行反卫中治法。然后马丁、哈米神跟怀特小姐在10点交谈。当时在实验室中，直到10点40。10点30。阿尔伯特一整个早上都在种子房，回来见到哈米神回来，并且和怀特小姐交谈，时间是10点10分。阿尔伯特一个早上10点10分，这边啊。看一下，
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door. More than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
阿尔伯特是从犯，有罪。哈米斯独自做了一切。看起来是这样子，不止杀了一个人，还利用其他人来那个。
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good.
他为了虚荣心还有钱。
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
紧张，
Not
紧
one
张。
step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
This is tragic, Holmes.
Are you able to do anything?
I'm afraid not. The poison has been fulgurating. Her heart stopped instantly, poor child.
看看能不能把凶手救活，让他绳之以法。刚刚没有反应出来。
But Holmes,
It is...
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
这次就来得及了。
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
«真相永远只有一个。最后一个案件了吧？
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet. They...
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. hedgehog goulash, street turnips in homemade juice, and it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
上一个案件的后果，植物用来杀人，我们的兵工厂可能就快被有毒植物堆满。皇家植物园工作的年轻小姐策划了谋杀植物园经理摩太古邓恩的案件，只有一个侦探看穿了隐藏在心脏病猝死背后的真相。那名侦探叫做夏洛克·福尔摩斯。
Holmes, poor little Wiggins needs our help.
.现在移动的范围还蛮小的。
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stabbed fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
证词呢?
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
I'm always wondering what's on.
先来做尸体检查。
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. The bullet struck. This is. He tried to stop the bullet. A tattoo from Westgate. Brian Ver. Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
克里米亚战争是个老兵，一个纽扣遗失。看来他是个受伤的老兵哦。
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, What were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with the gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
矛盾的证词。边过不去，看一下这边最远可以走到多远，都没有办法。好
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
枪声呢？
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
那还有其他人吗？
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell. Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
不要做假
Allow
口
me to
供
form
啊！
my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
讲的不好，等一下你就是嫌疑人了。
Mr. Turner appears to live very modern. This fire is dying out. The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago. Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
家里蛮多娃娃的。
The books on the... A perfect... So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
哦，他的嫌疑大大的上升了。
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them. This kitchen... There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
菜刀版碎纸机。哇，这个就有点多了。
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
需要好好看一下。应该是这一个是第一项吧。然后第二项这个我看看。我觉得第二个应该是打开窗户，靠近尸体。看看。这个感觉要跑，现在跑的有点久。看完之后再上楼，赶快去湮灭证据之类的。
No, it didn't happen this way.
那就是这样了。
No, it didn't happen this way.
再来一次，反正起床一定是第一个嘛。那如果是这样呢？起床，起床。
No, it didn't happen this way.
那如果是这样呢？先把纸处理好。
No, it didn't happen.
也不是。好吧，我们先去找找看其他的，看有没有证据好了。
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
先到警局。
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind.
这边。
So this is the... It seems... Two. A cheap walk. These cigarettes... Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
最近被殴打，拒捕。
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
继续.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Oh.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
大概20岁。有其他的杀人动机。描述的第三者纯属虚构，就是他能够推脱罪责。双重谋杀，他没有来到现场。案件对你来说太过简单，趁此机会将功劳都推给朋友。杀人动机往往是入室抢劫。不过案件当然是不会这么简单啦。
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad?
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
想说这游戏怎么在哪看过？原来是之前老皮有玩过别的版本。这是我第2次玩夏洛克福尔摩斯的游戏了。
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Mr. Holmes.
Anything else you would...
想说等它好不容易打折，打到1折了，赶快买起来。不过我觉得上一款比较好玩，动作戏比较多。再试试看。
No, it didn't happen this way.
又不是。
The books.
福尔不魔。
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of. The books on the. So, Mr.
再试试看。
No, it didn't happen this way.
又不是。还是先去看到了。这个老兵，花生别搞。多。
No, it didn't happen this way.
又不是。再来一次。
No, it didn't happen this
又
way.
不是。 这样呢？老兵真的是隐瞒了很多事情哦。
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find? I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
让我 CC.
Well now, what a find! A precious jewel concealed inside a book. A bracelet.
还敢从死人身上偷拿东西啊
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
别再猜了，等会把你做好。白卡，这个。
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
老头，别再骗了。
Mr. Holmes!
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
还想骗人啦！
I wish this crime had never happened, Mr. Holmes.
A fairly long pole
现在还没有其他的线索。
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
还是得先回去看看。Please.
That is not the. That is. That is. That is.
这个吗？希腊宝藏印制有5个羊头，博
Here
物
it
馆
is.
失窃。
I need to continue my research in my archives.
犯人利用离开大不列颠的马车宝藏运送馆外，当铺老板肯尼斯·巴特勒当晚联系了苏格兰警方，宣称有人试图向他出售宝藏的藏品。逮捕了嫌犯文森特·弗莱，一名职业窃贼。被捕时，他正试图通过港口逃离伦敦，遭到了事发当时的马车车夫指认，拒绝认罪，不愿告知宝藏藏匿地点，认定有罪，判其入狱。失窃的宝藏未找到。
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
我们在里面干嘛？
Mr. Butler. A flare.
信号枪。
A flare pit.
除了这个，好像就没有。
It looks as though the ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Hello， 肯尼斯，我记得你有一次跟我提件3件带出羊头的珠宝，是从古希腊出产的，还在你的手里，对吗？告诉你个好消息，找到很有钱的买主，非常喜欢这些珠宝，可以安排你们见面发点小财，我也想要分一点。我会在礼拜天晚上的半月街十字路口等你，烟花大会开始前，布莱恩·韦弗利。抢劫。尤斯塔斯先生死于和妻子的争执。等一下，这为什么感觉像之前的案件啊？
Crampon.
再来这边。
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
I suppose.
A fair... I am unable to see. I am unable to see. I am unable to see any higher. I am unable. This should be useful.
用这个来试试看。这也太暗了。
Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
再上来问这个大爷看看。
That's why it's.
侦查陷入瓶颈了。
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood. No, this is not how I walk. I can see you very...
All right, Constable.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
寻找福尔摩斯。
I shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street. Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
I'll do anything.
It would be my pleasure to
I'm always wondering what's on your...
我再去当部这边看一看。认真推理。
This is exactly what...
这次有线索就直接拿。
It looks...
来，让我们验证看看。
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue. It would be my pleasure to assist.
是应该要回贝克街啊。
My analysis table. My arc. This is where I keep my post. My arc.
哇，真的从第1章到第6章都没有变过。
I'm always.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Miss. My archive. I can all.
好吧，我们明天再继续把这个案件侦破好了。我们应该已经玩到了最后一章的一小部分，我们已经有找到了2个嫌疑人，剩下就最后一个了。明天应该就可以把这个游戏破完。那我们今天就先玩到这边好了。最近刚换班别，感觉有点累，那我们就早一点休息。就先谢谢大家今天晚上的收看。那还没有点追随的，欢迎帮我们点个追随。那有什么问题，可以在我们的巴哈 YouTube TWITCH 留言，或是私讯给我。那 YouTube 那边有我们之前实况的影片，欢迎收看。那每天晚上大概8点到9点半之间开台，开台时间大概2个小时到3个小时间。那我们夏洛克·福尔摩斯罪与罚，就明天我们再继续啦。那明天应该就可以破关了，就先谢谢大家了，我们就明天晚上再见，晚安，拜拜喽，拜拜拜拜拜拜拜拜，晚安晚安。